Hi friends, in the previous video I explained about the functionalities of a compiler and its modus operandi in general terms. If you want to know that concept technically means how a compiler implements an instruction or a program. For that purpose I am providing a video. The corresponding link I am providing in the description box. If you are interested, then you can watch that lecture. And in this context, one more thing I have to tell you. As far as Java is concerned, it is having special process, a two-way process. That means in order to execute a program, first compilation should be done, thereafter interpretation should be done. Two-way process is there. However, I don't want to disturb with all these things. So, if you are interested to know about that, for that also I am providing the corresponding link. Actually, Java supports one concept that is called Vora. Write once, run anywhere. So, in order to implement this concept, Java implement two-way process. One is compilation, other one is interpretation. All that I have one Java. Every Java programmer must know about that. But initially, the GDB compiler does not require all that. Only with a simple process it executes the program. But if you are interested to learn about this concept, the corresponding link I am providing in the description box, you can watch that. One thing I am telling you, programming is not for lazy students, especially Java. If you want to learn and master Java, you should not be lazy at all, and you should not be over smart also at the same time. That point you have to understand. Now, GDB Online Compiler. Actually, this is why I am introducing the GDB Online Compiler means I am introducing you the web series, which are the revolutionary model in the world of programming studies. So, in order to implement programs, you should have the appropriate, perfect tool. For that purpose, I am recommending you GDB Online Compiler. If you are already accustomed to conventional compilers, you may use that. I am not discouraging it. But for you also, what I suggest you work one time you try GDB Online Compiler. By that, you can have an opportunity to compare both conventional compiler and GDB Online Compiler. Which you like, you can use that. But for totally beginner students, what I am requesting you is you implement your program only on GDB Online Compiler. By that, you can reduce your confusion a lot. Thereafter, you can learn everything very easily. But initially, you should not stuck with some compilation process. As far as GDB Online Compiler is concerned, it provides many advantages. The first one is it is highly user friendly. How it is user friendly means you have to compare with a conventional compiler. Second one is a big time saver. This point also in same manner, and easy to use and organize files. Actually, in web series we are going to develop hundreds of programs. These are like books in a library. If you don't organize them properly and all that, it's very difficult for you to trace out whatever program you want in future. That's why a GDB Online Compiler helps you a lot in creating folders and all that. Comparatively with the conventional compiler, this process will be easy. The last but not least is, as I told you already, GDB Online Compiler supports 20 plus languages, 20 plus programming languages, one compiler for multiple languages. So if you want to study and master multiple languages and all that, now this is the most comfortable one. Right now I am providing you three prime programming languages, Python, Java and C. But in future I may provide you few more also. Then what is the advantage? Suppose now we have developed Java program. You want to transform this Java program into C. Then same program you copy and paste, and what changes are required for C, you do that. Suppose a C program you want to convert into a Python program. Then you copy and paste and make necessary changes according to the Python language. Then by that way you can compare the languages, different languages at a time. For that, this is the best tool. Best tool. So moving from one language to other language, back and forth, it is a very convenient tool. And for that, especially I am recommending students who want to learn multiple languages at a time. If you want to learn multiple languages, this is the best tool in my opinion. Now, I explain the procedure of installing GDB Online Compiler and developing your Java program. Very simple, few steps are there. If you are a beginner also, just simply follow the screen display. By that you can do that. You never fail. That point you have to understand. One thing I am telling you, being a new year, you may feel there are many issues, many steps and all that. But once you implement your first program, it will be like cakewalk. Just with a fraction of a minute, you can implement that. That's why don't have any confusion. Strictly follow this video, and for everything I have given video screen display. Okay. First thing is you have to open GDB Online Compiler. For that purpose, on Google Chrome, you type the URL, that is www.onlinegdb.com. On .com you type, then one default IDE screen is open. What is IDE screen? IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Actually, this term is very frequently used, integrated development environment. Why it is called integrated development environment? If you want to develop either a small Java program or a big project, this IDE provides you all the facilities to you. You need not go to different screens and all that. In one screen only, you get all the options required for developing a small program or big project. That's why it is called as IDE. But as soon as open, just to explore this, what are there and all that. On top some options are there, on left side some options are there. In order to develop your first programs and maximum half a dozen options are required. Don't worry about the remaining things. Later you can learn. Or one thing I am telling you, if you want to progress and all that, don't dump many things on your head. Whatever are required is choose that and implement. Gradually you learn one by one. Okay. Now your IDE screen is there. By default, a C program is displayed. By default, every time a C program is displayed. Okay, we don't want to develop any C program, just ignore that. So, first, what you have to do, you have to, in order to work on GDB, first you have to open your account. For that purpose, what you have to do, in the left side options, the last one you see, you can find a login. On that, you click. Once you click on that, it takes you to the screen. There you can find Google Plus. Google Plus you find, press on that button. Then it takes you to your email address, email ID, and on the email ID just you click. You click means by that you are opening your account on GDB Compiler to develop your program. That is the implication. That you have to understand. Simply by that your account is open. Then what is the proof? You get it out. Then what you do? Again, immediately after this, you see that. Here you see, you can find one name left side on the top. What you are finding? Ravindra K. That means my account is open. Suppose if you follow the same process, your account is open. That is the proof for everything. One thing I am telling you, don't believe anything blindly. For everything you require a proof. So your account is open. Then what you do? Here C program is there. We don't want to develop a C program now. We want to develop Java programs. For that purpose, you have to select Java language. Actually, as I told you already, GDB Online Compiler supports 20 plus programming languages. Now, out of that, Java you have to select. For that purpose, what is the process? Just to see, on the right hand side, select is there. One option, select is there. Means select your language. Once you click on that, you can find the list of languages. Whatever languages GDB Online Compiler supports, all those are there. Now, which program you want to develop? You want to develop Java program. That's why you click on Java. If you want to develop Python, you click on Python. Okay, now Java program. Then once you click on that, then IDE is ready for developing Java programs. Here, 2 steps, 3 steps are not there. One step only. In one step only, Java programs you can execute. Okay, but you can find Java default program, simple default program. Okay, that program, let us save it and execute it. By that you can understand the procedure. Then what you do, This program only we are executing as our first program. So first you have to save that. Save that means you have to give a name to the file, a name to the file, Java file. So what you do, for that purpose, on the top you see save button is there. You click on that. Once you click on that, then what happens? One dialog box is open. So there simply you name it as a demo.java, lowercase. Like this you give. That means you are developing Java program. That's why extension Java you follow. And if it is a Python program, .py, not Python, .py, lowercase you give. If it is a C program, .c in lowercase you give. Okay, now the Java program. Now below that save is there. Once you save that, again you want proof. What is the proof? Okay, actually on the left hand side, below your name, this name demo.java you can find. By that, what you can understand, your program is saved. Your program is saved with the name demo.java. Thereafter, you want to execute. Actually, on a conventional compiler, if you want to execute and all that, two steps you have to execute. One is compilation, second one is interpretation. Now, don't worry about that. If you want to learn and all that, I am already provided a link in the description box. You watch that. But here, first execute program, thereafter learn other things. Okay, for that purpose, you have to execute. For that one button is there, that is run. Run means nothing but execute. Once you execute that run button, then if there are no errors in the program, then your output is displayed. Actually, this program is developed by GDB people. Obviously, there will not be any errors. Then you can find the output. Okay. This is the process. So, creating your account, typing your program, saving it with a name, execute it. That's it. Now, here the issue is we saved a default program. So, what about your program? Then you get it out. Then what you do? Here, one option is there. On the left hand side, you see what is that? Create new project. So you want to create your new program or project, then you click on that. When you click on that, again IDE window is open. Already selected language, IDE window with a default program only, default Java program, it is open. You don't want default Java program. That's why what you do, whatever default program is there, you just erase that. Erase that and type your program. Type your Java first program, whatever we are going to do after a few minutes. So for that, which name you have to give and all that already explained to you. Then you follow that. Java feel good series 1.java. Like this name you give. Second program JFG2. Like that, even though if you develop hundreds of programs, you can easily identify simply seeing its name. Okay. Then you save it. After saving and all that, you execute it. You get the result provided program does not have any errors. Okay. Now by that same procedure. Only thing is you have to erase the default program, or you can modify the default program as your JFG1 program. Okay. Now one more question will come. Where your programs are saved? That is the question. Then actually in the left side menu, my projects are there. My projects. Just you click on that. Then you can find the list. You can find the list. Whatever program already you saved and all that, you can find in the list, and that is that one you can find demo.java you can find. If you create any number of programs, all that are listed there. All that are listed. And one more thing I am telling you, you want to open any one of those programs, just to click on that, then that program is displayed on the IDE window. This is the process. Actually, when I am explaining, you may feel it is a bigger, but once you implement that, is a fraction of a minute. Very easily, you can do that.